about 61 swings in their most recent 3-set win over Northwestern, one of the leaders in the country in that category. She will be set a lot. Temi Thomas-Ailara getting the first swing for the Badgers and the first point for number 2.
Yeah, nice touch there. High hands right off the bat. Temi's going to get a lot of swings over here on this left side pin.
Ailara still trying to bounce back. She's been a little up and down this season. Hit 0 in their most recent win, 4 sets against Purdue, and Gulce Guptigan leaping into Izzy Ashburn's arms after that ace.
Now, nice fast point opportunity for Gigi back there on that serving line, something that the Badgers have really done a nice job this season.
I know this is her second season,
right?
It's her second season, but you still feel so great to see the international players score points at the service line, something she didn't do as a libero growing up in Turkey. Mosier tracks it down, looks to Nunji, and that is blocked. This team is scary at the net.
Well, Carter Booth, you know, not only she puts up big hands in front of her hitter, but as you see right there, she dropped her left hand. Really important for these middle blockers. Not only are they going up and over, but they identify and is able to extend one hand or the other and press over.
Second in the Big Ten in blocks per set on the slide. Kennedy Collins. And that's going to be a point for Illinois. They love to run that play with Collins.
Well, we might see a challenge here. Kennedy Collins believes that ball was out. The Badgers are saying that it touched her on the way down.
And a challenge to see if it was indeed touched. Already bringing out the green challenge card is Chris Thomas. Each coach is allowed 2. So a successful challenge for Coach Thomas. And Coach Sheffield has some questions himself.
He does, and this is where you need to be very clear in the beginning of the call. Was it touched by Kennedy Collins as the attacker, or was it touched by the block going out of bounds?
Some confused faces over on the Wisconsin side. Yulia Orzol and Guptigan trying to stay warm in the back row.
Yeah, you have to clarify this. You know, both sides are questioning right now. So what was the call?
You know, when both coaches are confused and demanding an explanation, then
where does it leave us, Sloan?
Something might have gone awry here.
Hey, we just work here, right?
But it is stretching on longer here. Not sure if there's still confusion about the circumstances of this challenge, or maybe something was lost in translation.
So I think what we need to do is go back and see what the original call was.
Which appears to be under review again.
The original call was Badgers had the point that the ball hit Kennedy Collins' foot. That was the original call. So if it was overturned, that means it's a line-eye ball and the block was out of bounds.
Which is why there are a lot of confused faces on the floor, including both coaching staffs. Here's another look at what is under review, round 2.
So they could be looking at a couple different angles here. Right now, we're seeing a few too, Sloan. We're seeing a couple different videos, and I'm not quite sure what the officiating staff is looking at. From behind, you do see that the ball has touched the ground, I believe, first, and then Kennedy Collins. But from another angle, it's very close. It could have touched her foot.
Izzy Ashburn going to have a chat with the other referee. And it drags on here. Wisconsin players trying to stay warm.
And the crowd is being very patient right now.
Teams on both sides making sure that they are staying loose as this game has come to a complete halt at this moment. Here's one other view. And there's even a question about, did Wisconsin touch this ball or did it just go right into the tape?
Should I use that word right now that Kelly Sheffield asked me to use?
Oh, if you want to go for it.
I think I'm going to do it just for him. Boy, this is a humdinger.
And Wisconsin, after all that, awarded the point. And we continue on.
And
4-0.
Continue on.
Hopefully everyone able to stay warm. They were hopping around on the court, chatting with their coaches. Chris Thomas is getting a further explanation about this. And Gulce Guchtikin is waiting for her cue to get it back into play as the boos rain down. A second look, not an official challenge. That was just a second look, and just like deja vu, that lands on Illinois' side. Another huge block by the Badgers.
Well, here we are. It's a 5-point run for the Badgers. Mosier's in rotation 5, which is not a normal rotation for them to start in. They usually start around row 2.
It has been all Badgers to start just 1 point off a kill, and it's sent back once more on the swing by Nunji. Have Terry starting in the back row, and Carter puts it down with authority. 6-0 Wisconsin.
Well, you know, Badgers, their dig transition game is pretty big. It's hard to stop anything easy. If you give them anything easy, they're going to terminate. Illinois right now is a little out of sorts for that pause.
They have not been able to get out of this single rotation. Mosier looks to Terry, and it falls. A whole lot of firepower right at Guchtikin.
Yeah, Raina Terry is lethal out of the backcourt. They're always going to try to find her, and she's somebody that they're going to go to dig themselves out of a hole.
A sigh of relief for Illinois as Kennedy Collins goes to the service line, but it is out, and immediately a side out by Wisconsin.
It's a tough game, Sloan.
I think about the first matchup between these two teams, Liz, where in sets 2 and 3, Wisconsin had a side out percentage of 81% and 91%.
Yeah, I don't know how that's possible. I mean, that's pretty elite.
That's the kind of numbers you see from Wisconsin. A whole lot across the board. Very nicely done by Illinois. Up the middle, Kari Bohm able to bury it.
Yeah, Kari's been really coming along in the last couple matches. She had a breakout match against Indiana with almost double-digit kills, and here she's up fast. She shows her arm right away to Brooke, and she's got a nice split in the block.
This is a big moment for Illinois, even this early in this match, to see how they respond to being down early. As Brooke Mosier too long on that serve, and already a couple of service errors giving points to the Badgers.
Yeah, and their deep errors, they're being as aggressive as they can from that serving line, and that's how you're going to make up some of these points. You can't give Wisconsin anything easy. You always have to put the pressure on the serving.
Mosier's been a little error prone with that new jump serve, but the coaching staff feels like it still makes the opponent think, so they're sticking with it right now, just transitioning as a couple weeks ago. Look at Caleb Burbage and dug by Guchtikin. Excellent dig by Terry, going all out. Off the bump set is Franklin. Burbage one more time, and she's able to pick up the kill.
Yeah, Burbage just does a nice job of just sneaking that one in, passes up the block, goes that sharp cross-court angle. Gigi just stuck kind of in the middle of the court, not really on that sideline to get that ball, but it was a good shot. I mean, Burbage is coming alive, and she didn't play last time against the Badgers, so she's ready to rock and roll. She
was in a boot last time, but coming off her strongest match of the season, 7 kills, no errors, hitting over 500. as Illinois somehow keeps that up, and Wisconsin makes them pay for falling into disarray.
Well, we talk about Sarah Franklin, you know, she's getting a lot of out-of-system balls. She's doing something with it, but she's smart. She's not making that error. You see a lot of outside hitters get frustrated with the amount of attempts that they get in out-of-system. She makes a nice play, roll shot towards the middle, and then a stuff block in the end.
Wisconsin 4 blocks compared to 0 for the Illini, and add an ace for Sarah Franklin, who's become an elite all-around player, as you will see in the country, because of her ability to play every spot on the floor.
This is a great, nice, flat serve, and something in that plane where it's the middle of the court where it just dies right after the tape.
That time she goes right into the tape.
So that's Wisconsin's short serve, you know, regardless of the one that went into the net, the one before with the ace, and that is considered their short serve. It's not a blooper right over the tape. It's something that is around just a couple feet away from the 10-foot line and just dies.
That's
and
something
drops
that
off the table.
Coach Sheffield said really affected things in that first match, changing the plane of their serves. But Wisconsin, we know, still has a ton of firepower on display.
We'll talk about hitting at a high contact point. Here's a gap play. Was it a 31 out to Anna Schmreck? She does a nice job not only hitting opposite, but also in the middle. So she's able to use her versatility for points for the Badgers.
Terry off the bump set. She is stuffed in Wisconsin. What do you do? This line with Wisconsin leading 12-4. And they've been able to do it with only 3 kills. They're 3 for 6 as a team, but it has been aces and blocking leading the way. Burbage too long there. And it's a 9-point lead for Wisconsin.
Now they're putting a lot of pressure right now on the serve receive for the Illini, forcing them to get off their heels and going for the ball in front of them. Mosher's doing a nice job just trying to get it out to the pin, trying to start some kind of offensive rhythm for the Illini.
Mosher, quick hitter to Collins, has that quickly turned back. It's Carter and Schmreck on that right block, and they get the touch. Point to the Illini.
Yeah, it was a good swing, aggressive. You got to take those risks, especially when you're at this much of a deficit.
So Vanessa Pan, who can be a menace at the service line herself. And she gets the ace.
Yeah, nice transfer get, right, from Columbia. Somebody that wasn't used to the pace of play in the Big Ten at all, coming from Columbia. And, you know, she had a nice introduction in the beginning of the season. And, boy, she's done a really nice job for the Illini on that serving line.
There's a lot of great stories around the Big Ten of players coming from non-Power 5 schools to the best conference in the country. Schmreck unloaded among that ball.
Yeah, it was a beautiful set all the way over. Nice going against the grain right here in the middle. Anna Schmreck finding that seam.
Wisconsin 4 for 7, hitting .571. Illinois -133. It has entirely been in Wisconsin's favor from the get-go. Ashburn getting the Illini out of system. There's an overpass. And Raina Terry able to go high hands, and that's what they need more of from their star.
All the time, too, and just being patient. If they're not getting their pass, they have to be really patient on the defensive transition game to get those chances. Give the ball nice and high over to Raina so she can work her magic.
First meeting between these two teams, Terry hit into 10 airs, hit 100, but she is going to take swing after swing. Also tough at the service line. Ashburn goes to Thomas Ilara. And then quickly up the middle, it is Carter Booth.
Finding your middles will always work, and that's what separates good teams from great teams. Good teams find their outsides, find their pins, and dig transition. Great teams will set the middle no matter where the pass goes.
Booth had an exemplary freshman season at Minnesota, and we've continued to see her blossom even more with the Badgers. Terry from the back row. Devin Robinson gets the touch.
Nice job by Izzy Ashburn, too. 1 of 2 setters, obviously, for the Badgers. And just being able to work on the tempos that everyone needs. She puts that ball up nice and high. So Devin takes what she gives her and gets that high, deep line shot.
Gutschkin leaves it short, and Booth takes care of that overpass.
Just nice heads-up play, being physical at the net.
Back at the UW Fieldhouse, a 10-point lead for the Wisconsin Badgers, hitting .583 so far, dominating at the net. We've just seen an all-around effort so far here to start set 1.
Well, they know how to be comfortable and play in this gym, in this arena, and it starts from the serving line. It really dictates everything that you're going to do. Not only are you getting those fast points, but they're able to set the tone defensively with those blocks that they're getting.
Gutschkin back to serve. Already has an ace under her belt tonight. And that's where it started with Wisconsin. At the service line and at the net. Mosier, a difficult set. That's turned away, but falls out of play, so a point to Illinois.
Yeah, I like Nunji right there, just taking a big rip at that ball. A lot of power in that swing.
When you face Wisconsin, you just have to swing fearlessly, don't you?
You do, and you have to test the block. I mean, even though they've got great blocking numbers, I would say for anybody that starts out the match, go for it. You definitely don't want to hit middle seam, but you want to test the block out.
Sarah Franklin for Wisconsin in system. That's saved off the ground. Up the middle, Booth, well read by Kari Bohm. Franklin tries to slice cross court, and that'll be back-to-back points for the Illini.
Rare error right now by Sarah Franklin. We definitely saw what she was trying to do there. She's out of system, off the net. Gigi's giving her a ball. You're pointing at me, Sloan. What do you want me to say about Sarah Franklin?
The last 3 matches, she's only had 4 errors on 115 swings. So when you say rare, you mean it.
No, I love it, Sloan, and that's a great stat to give people because as an outside hitter, you don't see those kind of numbers. And here we go. We got a great block by Mosier and Kari Bohm to finish that play. And Mosier, she is a great blocking setter, .64 blocks per set as a setter.
Back-to-back attack errors by Franklin. And a free ball for the Illini. Not something they've seen a whole lot of. And they're not able to take advantage. Franklin goes high hands, but Pan, what a save. And kept in getting the touch is Nunji for the resurgent Illini right now.
I like the fight by the Illini. I mean, it starts with great defensive plays back there, laying out. Vanessa Pan and Mosier with the bump set, but taking another great swing. Nunji hitting that high hands, going deep line.
And credit to Kennedy Collins for being tough at the service line. Back set, and Devin Robinson just unstoppable when she gets that kind of look.
And Wisconsin can respond. So Illini does something well. They're fired up. They're ready to go. Wisconsin just, takes the steam right out with a swing by Devin Robinson over on the right side. Again, another versatile pin hitter. She can hit middle as well.
One of 3 All-Americans on this team. Mosier to Terry. She places that perfectly, but no, it is out.
Well, disciplined defense. You want to make sure you're stopped at point of contact. Badgers doing a nice job of knowing where the role is on defensive, especially against Raina Terry, and they know what's in or out.
Disciplined defense. It even fooled me. I thought it was going to catch that back corner. Andrew going off speed and a great read by Ashburn. Another great swing and a kill for the Badgers.
She knows how to hit all the angles, cross court, deep line, high off hands. She has a couple shots in there, but another impressive stat by Wisconsin is Gigi being able to deliver the assist. And that's what makes a great team is having non-setters be involved in the offense.
The air by Orzel at the service line. Meanwhile, that kill by Franklin, her first, is 1 for 8 with 2 airs in there to start. It hasn't slowed Wisconsin down.
No, and they're still going to go to her no matter what.
Brooke Mosier will try once more, this time firing too long with that jump serve.
Yeah, she's putting the heat on it. It just needs a little bit more spin. If you're doing a jump top spin, you got to make sure your hand is really snapping over that ball so it creates more velocity going.
Such a balance between how many airs you accept versus those aces, versus how it gets a team out of system, but it's a delicate game to play. MJ Hamill, the setter in the 6-2 system at the service line. A swing for Burbage and denied by the Badgers. And then put down.
Nice job by Smrek, really pushing in with that opposite hand, that right hand right by the antenna. She does not give anybody a chance to hit that ball. A lot of times you want to make sure that set is off the net so that player can take a nice swing.
Blocks are 6-1 in favor of the Badgers, and you can't give them an overpass either. It's going to lead to an easy point.
Apparently not. Nothing tight to the net with Smrek up there.
23-12, the Wisconsin lead. Right back by the Badgers. Here's Smrek on the attack, and an excellent dig by Mosier. And slicing through the defense is Burbage.
Nice swing. We've seen that swing before. Defensively, Raina Terry laying out Brooke Mosier the second time around. Nice assist up there by Nunji. Great team effort for that point.
Burbage came to Illinois to be an outside. She wants to play professionally. And this is the test that you need in order to accomplish that. Here's Franklin. She gets the touch for the kill. Set point for the Badgers. Barnes with the set to Terry. That is out in Wisconsin, as if there was any doubt. Ashburn gets it started off for the Badgers. Quickly up the middle by Collins. That's just what the Illini need to go up 1-0.
They do. Great space by Kennedy Collins, being able to move her body off the net, making sure she's not going tight so she can see the defense in front of her.
The Illini hit negative in that first set. That makes you think that they're going to want to feed. Collins, for example, take attention away from the pins. Pan into the net, evens it up. That is 4 service errors by the Illini, who have always, under Thomas, been an aggressive team at the service line, a couple times reaching 200 aces in a season. It really is part of the identity of this program, but a tough start for this team. There's Terry into the block, saved by Robinson, and then into the scores table. A kill for Terry. Terry herself just getting above 0 with that swing. And getting the ace as well. She's top 5 in this program's history. She's a force there from the line.
Oh, she's a solid player. You see her do some really positive things in the front row, and she's able to continue it when she gets to the backcourt.
Targets Orzel And up the middle, it is Carter Booth terminating.
Yeah, when Carter's up there, you're going to make sure you protect the face. You see Caroline Barnes, she's in a good position to dig this ball. Just hits her up a little bit too high.
She's 4 for 5. An excellent start by the sophomores. Mosier has to sprint for the second contact. Making an ace for the Badgers.
Yeah, a setter's job is pretty tough when you're not passing. They end up going all over the place trying to better the ball. And right now the serve receive of the Illini needs to clean up.
Mosier trying to dump it in, but that's read by the Badgers. And Robinson adeptly going off hands.
Yeah, she does a nice job, but just being patient, wait, and you want to accelerate with your spike approach. So a lot of pin hitters will take that first step a little too early. She does a nice job on this out-of-system play from Gigi, identifying what's in front of her.
Devin Robinson, 3 for 4. A lot of hot hitters wearing red. Excellent job by Orschel, but that second contact nowhere to be found.
There's a great layout too. Julia back there. Outside hitter, turn libero. Good layout with that right hand. And just a miscommunication. A lot of times, you know, that's the setter's ball.
Coach is coming in for a chat with the referee. It appears some kind of stadium lights came on. If you noticed the bright spotlight in the middle of the court, and lo and behold, now it's gone.
Yeah, well, the spotlight came on with the board, the video board above.
And it looks like we're ready to get back into play with...
Turn that off.
Done quickly. So Collins back to serve in this tied up set. Ashburn sets to Franklin. She was looking for the touch, and she got it. Franklin all smiles with her team ahead.
Yeah, another kill by Franklin. Does her wind up. A lot of times you'll see Sarah Franklin just doing a two-step spike approach, which is successful for Sarah, not very successful for other outside hitters. But I tell you, Sloan, I'm impressed. She does not need to take that three-step or four-step to get those kills.
Nunji is stuffed, and a point to Wisconsin.
Yeah, that ball came down so fast. I think Nunji thought for sure that was out of bounds. Mosier does a nice job of pushing it all the way to the pin, but as fast as her arm is swinging, that's how fast that ball is going straight down by Smrek. And
Smrek was able to handle that solo too. Just an absolute force, top to bottom. Nunji tries to go high that time, and it works.
4 kills right now by Nunji. Somebody that wasn't going to play this year. And then all of a sudden decided, well, I think I want to come back.
Was studying abroad in South Africa, playing beach volleyball for fun, but felt that competitive itch again. Asked if she could come back, and Coach Thomas says, we'll take the depth. And Coach Sheffield said, last time we played, she was still coming out of retirement. A lot different now. Great effort by Barnes. His family knows a whole lot about this building. Great denial up front, Bohm and Nunji, and they do it once more. Nunji takes a big swing and gets the touch. Excellent perseverance on that rally by the Illini.
Oh, I am really impressed. And you just see Nunji's face. She is dialed in. Up at that net, she is aggressive. She gets those blocks, and she got that last kill.
Mosier too long. But you can feel the response of the Illini after they scored only 13 points in set 1. And now when you play Wisconsin, when you go set to set, really seeing it as a clean slate. You're not digging yourself out from the bottom of a hole, but starting fresh. Burbage wants it once more. And a point to the Badgers as she misfires.
Now the block did a nice job of forcing that ball out of bounds. I'm watching Smrek right now, being patient, talking to Cece Crawford, telling her when she needs to go up, and she's not floating at all. She's making sure she's solid, going straight up and over.
Mosier needs to be crafty to keep that alive. On the back row, it is Franklin, and she will miss. We talk so much about the efficiency of Sarah Franklin, and it has been off the charts in the last 3 matches. 6 kills per set, hitting .489, but here tonight, hitting 0 on 12 swings. Quickly, Schreck. An excellent job by Terry to just find that space.
Right, and you notice too that Cece Crawford and Anna Smrek switch positions in this rotation. Smrek stays in the middle. So then, right away, Terry's able to get that touch off of Smrek, the higher hands.
Hamill to Thomas Ilara, and boy, does she unleash the heat there.
Yeah, she does, and we got to watch out too, Sloan, because she's aiming for us on that cross-court shot. Again, doing a nice job accelerating that approach, making sure that her hip flexion is nice and high. That elbow stays low to high. Right when she swings, is able to generate the heat.
One of the heaviest arms you'll see in this conference as that block goes far out of play and a point to the Illini.
Nice job, good solid swing. They're putting heat on it, so it's forcing Wisconsin to maybe change up their block a little bit. That was a low contact point. Your hands are over. Now all of a sudden it's just making sure you're blocking with your hands and pressing down in towards the middle of the court.
Smrek gets the kill. Out of a lot of hot hands, she might be one of the hottest, sitting near 500.
Yeah, she can take over a match with her power, her high contact point. She's doing a nice job on the blocking department as well.
Ashburn, always tough at the service line. This program's leader all time in aces. Lands in the hands of Burbage. She'll send it 2-1.
Yeah, the Illini are trying to pick up the pace. You know, if they're not getting the passes are out of system, maybe 15, 13-foot line. Brooke is still trying to force that ball out to the pin a little flatter, so it catches Wisconsin defensively maybe on their heels.
They're not able to establish that block as quickly.
Correct.
The set from Burbage goes over the net, and Wisconsin says, I'll take that.
Well, that's fun, and the fans really love that too. And not easy to do, Sloan, that high ball, keeping an eye on it, and making sure you get. That was a marathon match, wasn't it?
It was epic.
It's a great volleyball match.
And credit to the Huskers and that young team for the resolve that they showed to come back. Terry and captain by Orzel. And Thomas Ilara taking the heat off perfectly.
Hang time, right? They like to say Teddy time. That was a lot of hang time there. Being patient, waiting for the block to come down. Tips right over it. No one in sight.
Mosier looks up the middle to Collins, and there is Ashburn somehow keeping it up. One more time to Collins, and she'll be a little bit long.
Yeah, defensive moves by Izzy Ashburn. Not only she's doing it from the serving line, she gets up there and gets involved right over the block to keep that ball alive.
That's an amazing replay because you didn't even see her amongst the red jerseys
She
originally.
comes flying out of nowhere. That's what setters do, so.
Ashburn, excellent effort by Collins, but the second contact does not come, and an ace for Izzy Ashburn.
Yeah, Izzy Ashburn, serving specialist for a couple years. She's got a lot of time on that back line. Career aces this year, I believe, against Marquette. Climbing up the ranks.
Ashburn targeting Lily Berry. Ashburn behind her head, and this time it is Devin Robinson powering through the block.
Yeah, and the block is right there. You're right, she just muscles through. That's one of those instances where you test the block out, you just go for it.
7-0 run by Wisconsin, who took set 1 by 12 points. And they don't mind staying in this rotation with Ashburn. Leads to an overpass. Raina Terry denied, met by the brick wall of the Badgers.
Yeah, Mosher just gives her a little inside set to Raina Terry. You see her coming in. She's trying to hit line, but Devin Robinson says, no way. I'm already got the line covered. Nice block.
No matter what tandem it is, so much cohesion on those blocks. There's Terry trying to flip it over. And Robinson blasts it.
Illini really struggling in this rotation. The Ashburn's been back there for a while. Let's see if they can stop the bleeding with a better pass.
And she says, I don't mind. I'll stay back here, serve all day. And again, getting the Illini out of system, and there's another stuff. It's a 10-0 run. Timeout called by the Illini. Stuck in this rotation due to the dominance of the Badgers.
Well, and this is what Carter Booth can do, along with her good buddy, Devin Robinson. Ball comes down, point for the Badgers.
Somewhere at sea.
Wrestling is starting up soon. You and I were walking past Camp Randall today with the Badgers in Bloomington this afternoon. Just a reminder of everything going on this time of year, but still volleyball reaching that home stretch right now. After tonight, the Badgers, for example, will have just 6 matches remaining, including 4 on the road. And since we're here in the field house, got to acknowledge that wrestling history in this building. Mosher to Terry in system, and they get it.
Yeah, a little bit better pass that time. We're able to deliver a better ball to Raina Terry so she can get busy on the left side pin. Just getting out of that rotation 3 was really big, and making sure that Raina Terry got that split in the block.
That was a great reset. At that point, it had been a 9-0 run. And they come out of the timeout with a point. From the back row, the stop by Kennedy Collins says, I can be a force too.
And they read that the whole way through. And one thing that the server does do for both of these teams, it forces the setter on the other team to run the offense in which the defense anticipates. So I've been saying this all along. The Illini knew exactly what Izzy Ashburn was going to do in that situation, find Sarah Franklin out of that back row attack.
She might have just gone into the net herself, ruled an attack error by Franklin. Nice looking play by the Badgers, and Booth knows how to take care of business.
Very pretty play, nice pass up to Izzy. She delivers a nice ball, nice and flat to that gap, that 31 spot with 1 blocker up.
And you see that Illini block just spread out across the net. So tough to address every option the Badgers have. Terry takes a big rip.
Lily Berry with that 3-point pass. First ball side out opportunity. Haven't seen too many of those tonight. You see Carter Booth trying to move that right leg, that lateral movement, get over there to the pin a little bit faster. That tempo that Brooke Mosher wants to run is nice and flat and fast to the pin to Rainey Terry.
Terry 7 kills, hitting 125, and she's got another ace. That's 2.
Just being able to place that ball to the right side of Gigi right there, right on that line, that's a nice serve. Not a lot of players are going to get that pass.
Franklin unwinds. And a free ball for Wisconsin. And Booth knows what to do with it.
Well, why not, right? Free ball opportunity. Devin Robinson does a nice job getting the ball nice and high, so Izzy Ashburn can do whatever she wants with this ball, and she finds her friend Carter Booth, who's been scoring all night in that position.
Booth 6 for 8, 0 errors, 750. Mosher looks to Nunji, kept off the floor by Goochtikin. Nunji going off speed, and again, there is Ashburn flying in. Robinson getting swing after swing, and that time registering the kill.
Yeah, and right now, the Illini, their numbers are blocking on the left side, so their outside hitters, their blocks per set are not that strong individually, so they keep going to that right side pin, and it's working. I mean, Devin Robinson can swing outside her body line and hit that line shot with heat. My, oh my.
The Illini almost aced. And Collins with the denial, but landing on the other side, it's Wisconsin's point.
Yeah, and hitting percentage right now for Wisconsin in this set is 400.
Bump set to Franklin, and a big dig by Barnes. Praised by Coach Sheffield as much improved from the first time these two teams met. Robinson tooling it off the block. Beautiful.
In a 6-2 offense, a lot of times teams will aim at their setter, make her dig the ball. Therefore, a libero or DS has to deliver that second contact. The Badgers are so good at it.
Robinson, big swing, and the set goes to the Badgers. Another no-doubter.
In order to better their game.
Players maybe a little bit bigger, also don't wear collars anymore.
Yes, just slightly bigger, Sloan. I would say taller, maybe not bigger, but taller, vertical-wise, but definitely stronger, too. Working hard in the weight room and their jumping ability, everything.
The Illini starting off set 3 with a point. It had been close for a short time in set 2 before the Badgers took control with a 9-0 run with Izzy Ashburn at the service line, and a final chance for the Illini to keep this match alive as Robinson puts it down with power.
Double-digit kills for Devin Robinson over there, and she just lock and load right there, right in the split. She waited for that ball to drop too. She saw that split in the block and said, hey, I'm just gonna take this and snap it, just like warm-ups.
Not a typo on your screen either. She's hitting 769, 10 for 13 as Goochtikin goes into the net, giving the Illini a 1-point lead. But we've seen astronomical numbers from the Badgers all season long, hitting .324 in Big Ten play, amongst many other really jaw-dropping statistics. But you just look at tonight, hitting .415, threatening their season high for a 3-set match. Robinson read that time by the Illini block. Lots of hustle from the Badgers, including Franklin keeping that up. Robinson cannot be stopped right now.
They do not have an answer for somebody like Devin Robinson. And that ball was off the net just slightly, and she still took that big rip cross court right in front of the 10-foot line.
She's dropped to 667 hitting.
A lot of confidence right now with her. Great defensive efforts on the Badgers side to keep that play alive.
Mosier looks to Burbage. There's Franklin denied by the Illini and catches them off guard with that swing for the point.
Orgel laying out in the backcourt. Former outside hitter for the Badgers turned libero. Keeping that ball alive for Sarah Franklin to take that big rip.
And Orgel's a great example. We were talking to Coach Sheffield about this, about he likes to see players who are versatile, that aren't pigeonholed to a certain position. So use her as an example of why you should also work on your passing, why you should work on your digging as well, no matter your height, how good you are offensively.
Don't even get me started on the whole club scene, Sloan. I mean, club volleyball is great because, you know, we're all products of club volleyball, but, you know, sometimes you get pigeonholed for being a certain height, and they don't allow the players to really expand their skill set.
Robinson tooling it. 12 kills.
Yeah, she's feeling good right now. Time to bring in the next line, right? The front row of Smrek, who had a great set, even in that first set, hitting high numbers.
Incredible the combinations that the Badgers can have at any given moment. There's Terry unloading, and she is stopped. Franklin steps in and demolishes it.
So you think, you know, she falls after her hit. Okay, we got a nice dig up on defensively, Gigi putting the ball up. See how she takes that two-step and she puts so much power. Her arm is still finishing. She's finished, and then she lands and she falls backwards. It takes so much power in order to put that ball away from a two-step.
Collins is able to get it to fall.
Well, right now you see her just doing a two-step spike approach. Most outside hitters have to work really hard on transition to get all the way back to score. She just needs that two-step, but she's putting that power in. She falls at the end because she gave it all she got.
Smrek unloads off the middle.
Yeah, Smrek's having a stellar night. You know, blocking numbers, but also attacking with that space, being able to see the defense in front of her.
She's 5 for 9, echoing the nights of a lot of her teammates. Raina Terry is stuffed.
Cece Crawford, the transfer from Kansas, she had a lot of great game experience before she got to the Badgers, made it to the Sweet 16 with Kansas, really strong program. Came in here being able to do a lot of things, front court and back court for the Badgers.
Service error by Sarah Franklin. That is their 4th. So Raina Terry back at the service line. She's got 2 aces today to go along with her 8 kills. Thomas Ilara. She gets one more swing and dug by Barnes in the back row. And Nunji getting the touch, and she is fired up.
Yeah, they need to keep feeding Nunji. Carolyn Barnes does a nice job of holding her ground, great defensive efforts. She's really come a ways, I think, from this program. I mean, in the beginning, she wasn't able to start in the libero jersey because of injury, and she's made a lot of progress in these last couple matches.
Coach Thomas says that when she makes a big play, you know about it. Smrek, meanwhile, makes big play after big play. Looking easy tonight.
Yeah, it's hard to stop somebody like that, especially when, you know, the setters are doing a nice job in system digs. Hamill's right at the net, so she's got a lot of opportunity, a lot of choices. And you talk about those offensive numbers, Sloan, which you were like, I can't believe this is right. You were looking at all those numbers, you had to ask the SAD, is this correct?
I was thinking I had to make sure there were no typos, I didn't take something down wrong because of how astonishing their season is.
Well, in the Big Ten, if you notice, I mean, we've got teams like Nebraska and Wisconsin that are just really pulling away offensive numbers, blocking numbers. But then you got last night, right? So you got Penn State really challenging Nebraska in that 5-setter.
Hamill back set for Smrek. No answer. But no, it's going to be a point to the Illini as that goes out of bounds.
Hamill finds Smrek again. Big topspin, finishes her swing before she lands. I think she thought that ball was in, but just missed the line.
Collins off the tape and kept up by Hamill. Thomas Ilara goes right into the block.
Way to be aggressive. Right, Ilara going after those hands. Working on that out-of-system game, Sloan, we talked to the coach about, with Temi being able to be comfortable in the out-of-system sets last year at Northwestern, how many attempts she got. Coming to Wisconsin, getting less attempts. But, you know, it's kind of, you're under a microscope sometimes when you get less attempts. Every kill or non-kill could be a downer for a player. So being able to get over it fast.
Tammy Thomas Ilara decided to take over set 3. The former Northwestern star sees a higher percentage of sets out of system, but looking strong right now.
Yeah, the acceleration right now by Temi is just moving in, passing up the block, no fear.
And that was something that Coach Sheffield said about Thomas Ilara, is that she can't get small, was the way that he phrased it. When things are a little bit tougher, more action at the net. It is Booth and Robinson saying no.
And Kari had a ball that was a little off the net, which was good. It was space, the space she needed. But man, when Carter Booth is up there and her hands are over the net, so we're looking at the elbows over. Yeah.
Elbows.
Tough ball to swing. Elbows, right. Oh.
And the joust won by Brooke Mosier. How about that in front of about 36 friends and family?
right. They're excited to see that, for sure. Being aggressive at the net, that physical play.
A native of Waterloo, Wisconsin, about 20 minutes from Madison. This serve she keeps in play. Thomas Ilara once more goes into the tape. And the Illini get the point.
You see a little hesitation by her arm there. She's up, she's got a lot of hang time. She waits for that ball to drop instead of going up in afterwards. Think too much, sometimes it doesn't work out for you.
And you see part of the Mosier clan in attendance taking up basically a whole section here at the Fieldhouse. Nunji is stopped, sticks with it. And a point to the Badgers after that ball goes flying out of bounds.
You see these elite teams, right, in the Big Ten, a lot of action takes place in front of the 10-foot line. So being up and close, being able to handle the ball at the net is so important at this level.
Being crisp in that spot.
Being crisp, you're right, Sloan. I mean, just being physical, but in front of the 10-foot line, can you keep that ball alive? Can you play the ball out of the net?
Another big block. Carter Booth, have a day. She's already got her season high for 3 sets, and we're not done.
Yeah, she's working on those numbers for that All-American committee.
overpass. There's Robinson. Booth wants it back and she's denied. Robinson, too hot to handle tonight. The Badgers get to 15. They lead by 6, but Devin Robinson hitting 700. There is no answer for the All. Wisconsin firmly in control from the get-go, including here in set 3. Time for our advanced stat powered by IFS. And looking at the breakdown of how these individual teams are set. Raina Terry amongst the nation leaders in terms of attacks per set, so she's taking almost 40% of her team's total swings, but the Badgers a little bit more balanced, but still leaning toward Franklin.
Of course, and you know, those are their strong outside hitters. They're going to get a lot of attempts. Just in particular, those two are getting hundreds more attempts on their team.
Mosier looks to Nunji. She thought she had it, but she misses by a couple inches. The Badgers continuing to roll, hitting at 382 in this set. They're holding the Illini to 0 for the whole match. Nunji takes a big swing. Orschel tries to keep it up, but a point to the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, just needing to get out of that rotation 1, which is traditionally a very hard rotation to get out, get a first ball side out from. So Nunji taking that big swing, shooting for that line shot again. Didn't work the first time, second time's a charm.
Buchtikin makes it tough for Izzy Ashburn. Devin Robinson denied that time by the Illini block. And Kari Bohm puts it down up the middle.
Just seeing her work that hard in transition, Kari Bohm, you can tell she's dialed in. And the score doesn't reflect it, but she's working really hard up there as a middle attacker. Somebody that didn't see any action last year comes in this year, learning the pace of the game, working really hard in transition as a middle, and that's what good middles do.
Challenged by this coaching staff to do more offensively. That message working for the Badgers as Carter Booth up to 7 kills.
You know, they're running a 6-2, so centers are coming out of the backcourt. So, you know, Izzy Ashburn cannot attack that ball, but she reaches super high with that one-handed set. But guess what? Carter Booth ready to attack.
Booth goes to the bench. She's got 10 blocks tonight. That's 1 off her career high. We're not even done with this 3-set match. The Illini now within 5 after that swing.
Raina Terry working herself into the positive numbers right now with 9 kills.
Sarah Franklin pulls it off the block just as she planned.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed too about Wisconsin is that they don't mind. They can set that ball on the tape. They can set tight. A lot of programs, you hear them, they don't want the ball to be too tight because the blockers are strong. Sarah Franklin wants that ball in the net so she can do whatever she wants with it.
And that's something that has been part of her growth this year, is not just her range, but her placement of the ball on the court and the depth of where she's putting the ball to. And Terry has that tapped back. How about Crawford, the hang time she had there?
Hang time and just the wherewithal, understanding the game, knowing what Raina Terry's gonna do, being patient, getting that ball on the way down.
Blocks 15-2. Wisconsin accustomed to doubling up opposing teams, and they've got the offense to go along with it. Sarah Franklin taking care of it as a timeout is called. Wisconsin the first to 20 here in set 3. Absolute dominance here in Madison. Wisconsin putting on a clinic here at the UW Fieldhouse. They've already got a season high for blocks, not just in 3 sets, but for 4 sets too, with 15 already against this Illini team. They're hitting .390 for the match. One of the best defensive teams in the country, holding the Fighting Illini to 0-26 hitting, and it's just been all-around excellence.
Oh, excellent from the serving line. No doubt about it. That really dictates the defense.
It'll be MJ Hamill at the service line for the Badgers. Up the middle, Kennedy Collins takes a big swing, and it's kept up. Mosier to Terry is sent back. Once more, they get a piece. Still Terry unable to put it down. Here's Smrek. Terminating for the Badgers.
Well, defensively, again, the setters are put in a position to dig a lot of balls, and it gives the Badgers an opportunity to get those big kills like Smrek just had.
With the ace. Everything going right for Wisconsin. They're 5th. Timeout called by the Illini, trailing by 10. A deficit that has been seen before in this match with just how Wisconsin seized control and never relinquished it. It was close through about the first 8 points of that second set, but otherwise Wisconsin showing why they're the #2 team in the country, 21-1, their only loss to Nebraska.
Well, Illinois has been really struggling on their serve receive, so we talk a lot about, okay, how do we fix that, or how can we change that situation so Wisconsin is not getting the runs that they're getting? And I would say, you know, serve receive patterns, you've got to change it up a little bit, show Wisconsin something a little different so the server's not looking at the same pattern, and hope, a lot of times you do hope that you're getting at that rotation, being patient, but, you know, Wisconsin hasn't led up, and that's a sign of a great team that, you know, they're not playing down to a certain level, they're playing very high, very elite, and they've got some big goals this year.
Takes on a little extra something, Liz, I think on Alumni Weekend too.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's a lot of fun. We're having a blast.
Terry is stopped by Smrek. One-on-one of some of the best in this conference at what they do, and Smrek
Do you think
wins
they
that
brought
battle.
enough Bs to put out for blocks? What do you think?
I mean,
don't know if they brought
already a season high for a non-5-set match. 16 now, and adding to it, Crawford. Wisconsin, the 3-set winning tonight.
चल के बा बंदे के
भोला स्वामी पे से भमिया तोहार सिर्फ संडे के बुझो जी अब करे हमारे इंतजार पिसन संडे के सुन
सारी रात होके कितनो दिन तो ठंडे के
स्वामी पे से भमिया तोहार सिर्फ संडे के अब करे हमारे इंतजार पिसन संडे के बुझो
आइल बाटे तो मंडे के
समय पे भमिया तोहार सिर्फ संडे के अब करे हमर इंतजार पिसन संडे के
ऋषभ रिकॉर्डिंग स्टूडियो सिमरा।